reality continues to ruin my life. It's not denial. I'm just selective about the reality I accept. Sometimes when I'm talking, my words can't keep up with my thoughts. I wonder why we think faster than we speak. Probably so we can think twice. You know, some days, even my lucky rocket ship underpants don't help. I'm killing time while I wait for life to shower me with meaning and happiness. People think it must be fun to be a super genius, but they don't realize how hard it is to put up with all the idiots in the world. You can't just turn on creativity like a faucet. You have to be in the right mood. What mood is that? Last-minute panic. I wish I had more friends. People are such jerks. If you can just get most people to leave you alone, you're doing good. If you can find even one person you really like, you're lucky. And if that person can also stand you, you're really lucky. The surest sign that intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe is that it has never tried to contact us. There is never enough time to do all the nothing you want. You know what's weird? Day by day, nothing seems to change, but pretty soon, everything's different. So, how do soldiers killing each other solve the world's problems? In my opinion, we don't devote nearly enough scientific research to finding a cure for jerks. As far as I'm concerned, if something is so complicated that you can't explain it in 10 seconds, then it's probably not worth knowing anyway. We're so busy watching out for what's just ahead of us that we don't take time to enjoy where we are. I'm a misunderstood genius. What's misunderstood? Nobody thinks I'm a genius. That's the difference between me and the rest of the world. Happiness isn't good enough for me. I demand euphoria. Who was the guy who first looked at a cow and said, "I think I'll drink whatever comes out of these when I squeeze them"? If people sat outside and looked at the stars each night, I'll bet they'd live a lot differently. Isn't it strange that evolution would give us a sense of humor? When you think about it, it's weird that we have a physiological response to absurdity. We laugh at nonsense. We like it. We think it's funny. Don't you think it's odd that we appreciate absurdity? Why would we develop that way? How does it benefit us? I suppose if we couldn't laugh at the things that don't make sense, we couldn't react to a lot of life. When life gives you lemons, chunk it right back. Weekends don't count unless you spend them doing something completely pointless. I go to school, but I never learn what I want to know. This whole Santa Claus thing just doesn't make sense. Why all the secrecy? Why all the mystery? If the guy exists, why doesn't he ever just show himself and prove it? And if he doesn't exist, what's the meaning of all this? I don't know. Isn't this a religious holiday? Yeah, but actually, I've got the same questions about God. I find my life is a lot easier the lower I keep my expectations. God put me on earth to accomplish certain things. Right now I'm so far behind, I'll never die. I used to hate writing assignments, but now I enjoy them. I realized that the purpose of writing is to inflate weak ideas, obscure poor reasoning, and inhibit clarity. With a little practice, writing can be an intimidating and impenetrable fog. Want to see my book report? The Dynamics of Interbeing and Monological Imperatives in Dick and Jane. A study in psychic transrelational gender modes. Academia, here I come. I think hiccup cures were really invented for the amusement of the patient's friends. Rainy days should be spent at home with a cup of tea and a good book. You know, sometimes the world seems like a pretty mean place. That's why animals are so soft and huggy. That's one of the remarkable things about life. It's never so bad that it can't get worse. I think we dream so we don't have to be apart so long. If we're in each other's dreams, we can play together all night. I'm not dumb. I just have a command of thoroughly useless information. Did you ever wonder if the person in the puddle is real and you're just a reflection of him? You can drag my body to school, but my spirit refuses to go. There's no problem so awful that you can't add some guilt to it and make it even worse. How come we play war and not peace? Too few role models. Life's disappointments are harder to take when you don't know any swear words. I hate to think that all my current experiences will someday become stories with no point. Wow, it really snowed last night. Isn't it wonderful? Everything familiar has disappeared. The world looks brand new. A new year, a fresh, clean start. It's like having a big white sheet of paper to draw on. A day full of possibilities. It's a magical world, old buddy. Let's go exploring. Life is a lot more fun when you aren't responsible for your actions. I think nighttime is dark so you can imagine your fears with less distraction. Look, a dead bird. It must have hit a window. Isn't it beautiful? So delicate. Once it's too late, you appreciate what a miracle life is. You realize that nature is ruthless and our existence is very fragile, temporary, and precious. But to go on with your daily affairs, you can't really think about that. Which is probably why everyone takes the world for granted, and why we act so thoughtlessly. It's very confusing. I suppose it will all make sense when we grow up. No doubt. I've been thinking, on a weekend? Well, it wasn't on purpose. A little rudeness and disrespect can elevate a meaningless interaction to a battle of wills and add drama to an otherwise dull day. I try to make everyone's day a little more surreal. Life is like topography. There are summits of happiness and success, flat stretches of boring routine, and valleys of frustration and failure. What fun is it being cool if you can't wear a sombrero? From now on, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. The world owes me happiness, fulfillment, and success. I'm just here to cash in. To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble. You know what I pray for? The strength to change what I can, the inability to accept what I can't, and the incapacity to tell the difference.